Hello, everybody. It's Whiskey11 coming at you with the next episode in our Factorio Let's Play. We are all the way up to number 19, almost to the big 20. In the last episode, we screwed up copper, so I'm going to be lazy and I'm just going to move it down here. Yep, that's what I think is going to happen. So we'll get that taken care of in this episode, and we will go ahead and get oil flowing as well, because we are going to need it all. And yeah, I think that's what it's going to actually end up being for this episode. Well, that might take us the whole way. I could Oh, maybe oil is flowing. No, it is not flowing. I know better than this. Uh-oh, let's not close our research before we've got it. What were we working on? I don't know. We'll go with shield research. So this is supposed to be coal. We are going to rename you to Coal Depot, because I'm lazy. This one we will rename to Copper Depot, because I'm lazy. And Homeboy's in the wrong station, so we'll go send him out and about. So we need to actually get oil going. Alright, well, give me this guy, we'll send him this way. Oh, nope, there. And we're going to hop in him as soon as he gets here. Actually, as soon as he gets up here, we're going to pause him. Urch. Okay, that way we can address some of our... That way we can get in it, but we've got a serious shortage here, one that needs to be addressed immediately, and that is in our iron and steel reserves, because we're going to need some pump jacks, mostly because I only have 2. Probably going to need a couple more than 2 for this lovely experiment. If you can call it an experiment, I guess. 4 should do it. Let's make sure we've got enough iron as well. There's an iron chest in here somewhere. I just know it. If it was a snake, it would have bitten me. Well, I don't remember where it's at, so we're just going to do it the good old-fashioned way. Found it. Alright, so just to get some housekeeping stuff out of the way, as I'm sure some of you have noticed, the pace in video releasing has kind of slowed down a little bit. And I want to apologize for that. I changed shifts at my work and now work an overnight shift, and I'm still trying to figure out video uploading schedule and all of that. My previous shift, I was able to upload videos because I'd get off work and have time after I get off work to upload the videos. Unfortunately, this new shift, I work overnight, so I get off and I go basically straight to bed. So unfortunately, that means I need to pre-plan a little bit with my video, something that I've not been doing, something that I will need to do. So bear with me as we work through this. I know you guys will, so that's not an issue. Just be patient with me as we figure all of this nonsense out. Also, we have surpassed the 500 subscriber mark, which is amazing. So thank you guys, and I think I thanked you in the last one, but I'm thanking you again if I didn't. for all of your guys' subscriptions and views. I appreciate you guys, and I realize that I need to probably do something for 500 subscribers. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. Alright, let's get some of our... at least get the oil derricks put in place. There is 4 of them, I believe, right by this train station. This is going to be a mess of pipe. It always is. But hopefully this will actually be more efficient than trying to just run one main line all the way back. So, it's north of me. It's south of me. That's it. You won't like me when I'm angry. And place that. Come up here. The other 2 were up by our iron and coal, so we've got to address that. Could have swore we were producing way more coal than that, but I guess we aren't. That's fine. Deal with it. Yeah. And the last one's up there. Now, in pre-planning all of this... wow, that's impressive. In pre-planning all of this, we should be able to run most of these back this way. However, that one might get its own. I still wish we could find ourselves some Uranite and Fluoronite so that I could begin our nuclear power stuff, but of course you can see the change in biomes here between the different game versions, so this will be interesting to see how this all plays out. Oh, more research. What do we need? Sure, we'll go with discharge defense. Since we don't need inactive miners up here, we will go ahead and remove them. And they will get repurposed for... they will be repurposed for the next expansion of it. Come down here, we will get some power lines run to it. That way we can begin our flowing of oil. Unfortunately, unlike the nuclear power stuff, I have really no idea how they do this in real life, so can't even do a lot of filler with that in the... oh, well, that's just a poke in the eye. Makes coffee and julienne fries. Will it break? Ah. I don't think there's a better way to do this. Well, since we're going to have to use 2, let's at least make it look pretty. Okay, so now we need to hook everything up, but in order to do that, we're going to... 88? It's going to make 88? Man, it just seems weird. Like, you should be able to make more than that. Well, I suppose. Make sure we don't crash into any other trains. Well, it's the wrong train station, but we'll make it work. So on the upside, it looks like iron is working out really well. You can see that it is flowing forth. We do need to also hook up our coal so that that is running. I don't recall specifically how I plan to do that. Apparently in the last episode I started to expand all of this and didn't, which would explain why all this stuff is still in my inventory. So we will at least get that taken care of, so I can stop thinking about the reasons why that would be in my inventory. Oh, we only have 5. Oh no, the other 5 are down there. I was like, that's just odd. And once again, this just goes to show how it would be nice it'd be nice to have our nuclear power stuff, because all of this would go away. Every last bit of it. There would literally be nothing left of this entire mess. It would just poof, all be gone. But here I am, expanding it nonetheless. And we're going to need water for it, so let's get our pump going. Might have to get some landfill going first, of course, as always. When in doubt, add more landfill. And we are getting close on coal, at least from this, which is fine. As soon as that gets rid of, we can simplify some of these belts so it looks at least a little bit better. Or at least attempt to make it look a little bit better. It's the thought that counts, right? It is for me. And where's my chest? We get that. That didn't give me what I was looking for. Of course, why would it? Oh boy. Well, I know we've got some of those. So this setup appears to have worked out at least reasonably well. Apparently we need some form of lubricant storage. Apparently we also need to disable entirely our heavy to light production, but unfortunately that's due to a complete lack of oil flow. And we are still building pipe for this whole thing. And it would be nice to automate that, but the problem is if you automate it, then, well, you've got all this pipe that's being made, but you don't use it that fast. So it's not really worth it to me to go ahead and run a separate production line for pipe, at least not at this point. There's not really anything that needs it in large enough quantities aside from me, which nobody cares about that guy, so it's really not necessary for me to put forth the effort to have all that. In fact, we can wait for those splitters. That's not going to do anything. While we're waiting for this pipe, since we can't do anything else, we will go ahead and run our coal, so that way we've got plenty of coal. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and need to junction this up somewhere. So we are going to junction it up here. And then run it over. Like with a car. Not really with a car, but kind of like with a car. Now the real question is how do I want to run this? Because the least logical solution would be to run this down here, which I think is what we discussed in the last one, and run one of these lines through the power, reversing all the power stuff. That would at least give us that, and then hooking everything up to go north. So I think that's what we will go ahead and do. And since we are still waiting on stuff, we will go ahead and clear out our forest so that we can run our belts down here. And this is not exactly the most organized factory, if you guys haven't figured that out yet. In fact, if it was more organized, I would think the planning of all this stuff would be a lot easier. But I'm not known for being terribly organized, so I'll worry about it later. We got plenty of room to expand, so if we decide to take this further once we launch this first rocket, you know, that's not a huge issue. And run it. We're gonna actually go out one more. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because, well, yeah, we'd better. The reason why I'm going to do that is because I don't want to, I want to leave enough room here that I can put another underground belt between everything. Because if I don't, what will end up happening is I'll have to make this underground belt instead, and it's just easier this way. And do this. Oh. No. There we go. One of these days I'll learn how to properly use this mouse. That way I don't do things like this, where I have to constantly tear up track. Okay. That at least gets this one line rolling in the correct direction. We'll get this guy running over. We are now finally done with our production O stuff, so we can, at least on the upside to all of this, go back and finish our oil, what we were doing before. This is going to cause power problems if I don't hook this up here soon. We're going to take him and go this way with it, and we're going to push all this stuff up. Well, yeah, we'll address that in a moment. We need to come running over this way quick. That way we can get our splitters, because we need those something fierce in order to not run out of coal, in order to not run out of power, in order to do all sorts of better things. Ah, can't see it. Somewhere in here is the... Oh, okay. We need these two splitters, and then coal will floweth forth. Hopefully we can get there before we run out of power. Hopefully it will get there before we run out of power. I think we should be good. Also, I think at one point in time we discussed doing a loop around so that the power system, or so that the trains had something. So we will throw a loop off of this there. I think I still need an underground belt section, but at least we'll be able to get the one side flowing. We're going to go ahead and produce that since it won't take terribly long to do, and then we will make one for the loop around. That almost sounds like those hover round commercials. No, I'm not going to sing it for you. I'll spare you all the horrifying singing. Alright, so we got coal flowing at least in the correct direction. We got a little bit of a screw up down at the other side where we've got stuff that's not working correctly, but I'm not too worried about that at this moment. I do need to get a train into a train station. Although I want to change this to inventory full for a moment. That way he stops there. We are going to split us off a section of coal to feed all of these trains. And in order to do that, we're going to need a bunch of those. So we'll get those rolling. And we will split it off from this upper. Let's do it over here. That way we got plenty of room for the... That way we got plenty of room for the... Well, the turnaround for one, but plenty of room as well for anything that's supposed to go down in this one, which I don't know what we will put here, given that I done screwed up the spacing on all of this, and I'm too lazy to actually change it. In fact, we may move copper down a rail, and remove this rail entirely. In fact, that would actually make more sense. So we're gonna just rip this stuff up for right now. That way there's no confusion about any of it. Oh my goodness. And that way we can also run all this stuff back on itself. Make things a little bit better space-wise. Apparently I need belt. This is really an unimportant belt, so we're not too worried about keeping it completely stocked. We do want to put long-handled inserters in all of these train stations. The idea being that the long-handled inserters will be able to reach over... Actually, let's put these on the other side. Anyway, the idea being that the long-handled inserters will be able to reach over the underground belt sections that we're going to use to separate all of this stuff. This can come down here, make sure we're in line so we don't have to tear that up later. And we're going to back this up one and use a splitter. Alright, so there's that. Leave us a space here so that we can put our long-handled inserter. Shouldn't need one for there. Go ahead and get this stuff flowing. And repeat going down south. Don't know that we're going to need another one from here, so this will be good. This will take care of all of our need for take care of all of our need to try and keep things fueled. We will be able to fuel all of these trains now without having to have without having to actually put it in ourselves, which is nice and handy. Faro, for now, we can deal with Faro's stuff on our own, but that's alright. We'll get him hooked up since we're here. Those will automatically feed coal into the correct trains when they come into station, although I don't know why I did that, considering that train station we are ripping up. And now that all of our pipe and stuff is done, we can go ahead and start working on that. We can take our oil derrick, or our train to our oil derricks. Let's finish ripping this up since... There we go. Okay. Take me down. Okay, I was gonna say, are we not gonna go? How dare you defy me, train? You are to listen to me at all points in time. We got plenty of pipe. So we'll be able to get this taken care of, and that will be it for episode 19. Which, one of these days we'll get to the more juicy parts of all of this construction work that we're currently doing. At least I think I've been promising that for like the last 12 episodes, so if somebody's keeping track, I'm sure you guys will correct me, but... Okay. And our first oil line. Hey! It is flowing oil nice and slowly. You can see in my train manager there, it is indeed flowing oil into the train cars at the blistering pace of like 10 a second. No, not even 10 a second. Looks like 1 a second. If we're not careful, we're gonna run out of oil in these derricks. That was sarcasm. Now I've gone and done it. I went past it. And there's another one flowing oil. That should increase how much we are pumping in. Looks like we're at 4. Woo! Now the crazy part about the way that this all works is that it's going to fill the back one first, then it's going to fill the front one. At least that's the way I'm hoping it will work. That's the way it used to work. We're going to find out here soon enough. Now we want this next oil. We want to... This will be the oil coming from the north side of the tracks. And I think actually that, yeah, we're going to need to cross over all this junk too. And then we're also going to need to cross over all of this junk too. We're going to be incredibly lazy with this. And we're just going to put a... We need a junction anyway, so... This will be a satisfactory junction. Oh, let's hook this guy up so we can get that oil going. Now, to get this guy hooked up. Takes so long to run up against the express transport belts without the exoskeleton. The exoskeleton allows you to run quicker, which in turn allows you to run up against belts. And oil floweth. However, oil doth not floweth that fasteth. Oh, so this is definitely going to be a very, very slow fill. But on the upside, at least oil is flowing officially. I think we will go ahead and call that for this episode of the Let's Play. In the next episode, we're gonna finally get copper going, and we're gonna fix coal. And I'm Whiskey, and this is episode number 19 in our Let's Play. Like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.